Hey guys, welcome to the Basketball Hut. So today we're getting our first second round matchup. We are getting Bucks versus Nets game 1. So this should be a very exciting series. So before the game starts, I just want to go over my series predictions. What do I think will happen? Which team will advance? And what each team will have to do if they're going to win. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Talk about the Brooklyn Nets first and what I think they have to do to win. So the Nets are a very good offensive team, and that's kind of like their whole thing. I mean, they got three great superstars. They got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and then not to mention the other role players. I mean, Jeff Green's pretty good. Joe Harris, knockdown shooter. You also have Blake Griffin, who's solid on the offensive end. You got, Bruce Brown, who's good. Mike James, all those guys coming off the bench. You got Nicholas Claxton as well, DeAndre Jordan. It's just a very juggernaut team when it comes to offense. So, with that being said, if they're a good offensive team, then that means the defense ain't exactly going to be there. So they just gotta outscore the Bucks. That's all they gotta do in order to win. Their offense has to be pristine, because if their offense ain't working, then the Bucks can take advantage of that, and that's gonna be disastrous for the Nets. I mean, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and Harden they're gonna have to be consistent every night. They're gonna have to be putting up an efficient 30 points a game. Harden probably has the most responsibility, I'd say, because he's not just another scorer for the Nets, but he's also a playmaker. He is leading that team in assists per game. So he's going to have a lot of responsibility, and if he's going to start getting ice cold, then the ball movement's going to be a bit shabby, and they're going to have to rely on KD and Kyrie to create their own shot, which, I mean, it'll work, but that's not the most effective way to win a basketball game. You want everyone to get involved. You want everyone to contribute in some way. So I'd say definitely Harden's going to have to step up big time, especially considering that Harden's not exactly considered by many people to be a playoff-ready player, I guess. He's not. Basically, he just a lot of people think he doesn't show up in the playoffs a lot, and he's going to have to prove a lot of people wrong in this series. So, can't wait to see what Harden does. And then KD and Kyrie, obviously, they just got to go out there and get their buckets, just create their own shot, just, beat KD and Kyrie. And then the other players just have to get to their spots, knock down their shots. Three-point shooting has to be good. But if they can do that, then I'd say the Nets can easily win this series. So their offense has to be pristine in a way. Now we get into the more interesting part. What do the Bucks have to do if they're going to win this series? And I think they have to be locked in on defense. They have to in order to beat this team. The Nets are a very good offensive team, but if your defense can limit their offense, that is going to be huge, and you have a great shot at winning this series and advancing to the conference finals if you can do that. And the Bucks have some pretty good defenders. I mean, Giannis won Defense Player of the Year last season, and then not only that, but Drew Holiday is a very good defensive player as well, so he's going to have a lot of responsibilities guarding Kyrie and, more importantly, guarding James Harden, because, as I said, Harden has probably the most responsibility because he is also the team's leading playmaker. He is a guy that could put up 10, 15 assists a night and get everyone involved. So Holiday has to try and contain Harden as best as he can if the Bucks have a shot at winning this series. And then also, you have to be elite on the offensive end. And the reason why is, again, the Nets are not that good defensively, and again, that's why they're really good offensively. They have to compensate for their lack of defense. So you have to take advantage of their defense, basically. And Giannis has been doing exactly that. I mean, we saw in the regular season, Giannis was going off for 40 points on this team. So Giannis has to be doing exactly that. And not only Giannis, but also the other guys have to step up as well. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, those two guys are going to have to be putting up 20 to 25 points a game if the Bucks are going to attempt to win this series in a 7-game, because again, you just gotta be able to match the Nets offense as well. So if your defense is failing, you gotta match their offense. And Chris Middleton and Holiday have to help Giannis in that department. And also just the other role players on the Bucks. Bryn Forbes played a really good series against Miami, so hopefully he can step up against the Nets. Dante DiVincenzo is also pretty good. He's gonna play a big role. Brooke Lopez, just a lot of players are going to have to be ready to help Giannis and Holiday and Middleton, so they have a great shot at beating the Nets. But basically, my advice for the Bucks is just be a great balanced team. You know, be great defensively and also be great offensively. It's kind of like a basic advice, but I mean, again, the Nets are a very one-sided team, so you have to do exactly that. You have to be a very balanced team in order to take down this Brooklyn Nets team. So if they do that, then I think the Bucks can definitely win this series for sure. That being said, here's my prediction on who's going to win this series. And my prediction, it's going to be Nets in 7. I do have the Brooklyn Nets winning in 7 games. This is a series that's going to be going to 7 games, all right? I know I got a lot of my first round predictions wrong, and a lot of them were because I said a lot of series were going to go to 7 games. Turns out I was wrong, but I do believe that this series is going to go to 7 games. I truly do. Because, again, the Nets are a very good balanced team. They're a good offensive team. They're a good defensive team. But then the Nets are so good on offense. They got 3 superstar players with KD, Kyrie, and Harden. And at the end of the day, I always say great offense always beats great defense. So if the Nets do manage to play great offense, then I do have them just pulling away in the Game 7 and advancing onto the conference finals. I mean, again, they got 3 superstar players, and the Bucks, they only got 1. And not to say that Drew Holiday and Middleton are bad players, but it's just they're not on the level that Kyrie, Harden, or KD are. So at the end of the day, the Nets just have more offensive firepower, and I definitely think that also they're very good at executing in the clutch. They're a very good fourth quarter team. I rarely saw them not execute well in the clutch against. Well, there was one time, but it was against the Bucks. But I still think they're gonna learn from their mistakes in the regular season and against this team, and they're just gonna play really good. They're just gonna pull away in the Game 7. The Bucks are gonna definitely put up a big fight, and honestly, I won't be surprised if the Bucks win this series in 7 because it is that close of a series. And out of any Eastern Conference team, I have the Bucks beating the Nets. They're the most likely team to beat the Brooklyn Nets. So can't wait to see what happens in that department as well. But if I'm wrong again, bro, I swear to God, if I'm wrong about Nets in 7, oh my God, I'm going to be very depressed, man. That first round, I messed up on so many predictions, bro. I need a win with the second round. I need this win. So hopefully my prediction is right and the Nets will win the series in 7 games. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to go the channel by the minute. And, just leave down in the comment your prediction. What do you think is going to happen in this series? Do you think the Nets are going to win in 7, or do you have some other crazy prediction? Maybe you're saying Nets in 4, or Bucks in 4, or something like that. I don't know. Leave it down in the comments below. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.